Hey, this is pizzadudemanguy putting out some very, very quick improvised thoughts on the rumored fourth DLC character. I'm not going to put it in the title or the thumbnail or anything, but if you're watching this video, you probably already know that there's a rumor based on some evidence that the fourth DLC character in Smash Bros. Is going to be a character from SNK. Now, some people think it might be an error, but I haven't seen anything yet that suggests that to be the case when you look at other things compared to it. So I'm kind of already working under the assumption that the fourth Smash DLC character is going to be an SNK character. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but it looks pretty dang good. I'm excited about this. I've been a fighting game fan for a long, long time, and King of Fighters has been one of my favorite series I've played, probably in my top 5 along with Smash Brothers and Soul Calibur. King of Fighters might be next. I also really like Marvel vs. Capcom series. But this is like a fighting game company, basically. I mean, they have other series that are really great, like Metal Slug, but what I mean is, kind of like how I've always been a big advocate of Tekken coming to Smash Brothers, I love the idea of SNK coming to Smash Brothers. I never thought it was a particularly likely thing in the face of other things, but if it looks like it's happening, I'm excited about it. It's not like a, big must-have for Smash Brothers to me, but it is something I'm very excited about. This is another, video game company, like I said, fighting game series that has just been around for so long, has influenced a lot of the structure of Super Smash Brothers, and SNK has done so much on Nintendo Switch in particular. So the idea of them adding an SNK character doesn't surprise me. I'm just maybe a little surprised that it's what they prioritized for a 5-character DLC pack. I think the obvious choice for an SNK character would be Terry Bogard. He is the main character of Fatal Fury, which is kind of the original staple SNK fighting game series, and his presence throughout the SNK fighting games, continues on to King of Fighters, which honestly isn't saying a lot because, like, King of Fighters includes nearly everybody from SNK besides, like, the Samurai Showdown characters, the characters that don't make sense in their timeline-wise. But Terry is definitely, I think, a video game icon in his own right, especially a fighting game icon in his own right. So that would, to me, be the clear and obvious choice. Some people argue for Kyo Kusanagi, the actual main character of King of Fighters. As far as story of King of Fighters go, yes, Kyo is the de facto main character, but with the structure of it as a fighting game, you know how that is. Even if there is a main set character, it doesn't always work out that way, right? I want to say the original Mortal Kombat built up more of like Liu Kang as the main character, but the characters that people remember more are like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and Terry, I think, still has that over Kyo. Now, you get back then to older rumors of Smash Brothers, and you have the one that people are bringing up now more about a supposed female fighting game character with a flying weapon. And a lot of people are attributing that to Mai Shiranui, who is another icon of the fighting games of SNK. I am skeptic of Mai. She is an icon in her own right, for sure. But even so, when compared to a lot of the other Fatal Fury characters, she's more of a side character. She's not a flat out side character, but like if you're comparing to like Terry or arguably Andy Bogard, she is more of a side character, and it would just be a little bit different from what we're used to in Smash Brothers, right? Like if they added Chun-Li before they added Ryu, so it would surprise me for that reason. It would also surprise me because Mai has some very signature traits that tend to get censored in Smash Brothers, like Camilla's Spirit, or the Tharja trophy that got omitted out of Smash 4. So that, from that standpoint, Mai Shiranui would also surprise me to see in Super Smash Brothers. That said, I don't think it's impossible. I think they could make her in ways that you avoid that particular issue, but because of the first thing I said, I'm still skeptic of Mai. If you do want to go with the whole, it's a fighting game character with a flying weapon, I've actually thought a lot about Athena Asamiya. Athena is a regular in the King of Fighters series. She uses psychic powers, including flying psychic projectiles, which I could see someone interpreting as a flying weapon of some sort, right? Because that was a very vague statement. And she had her own line of classic SNK arcade games. So you kind of get the whole SNK world in there. The arcade classics and the fighting games all packaged into Athena Asamiya, who still retains that spot as a main character. A lot of people have pointed out Nakaruru. She has quite a bit going for her as well. She's the kind of secondary main character of the Samurai Showdown series as a whole. There's like her and Haomaru. Haomaru is more of the main character, but Nakaruru is just about as important, but way more popular among the fan base. So you could, I think, make an argument that Nakaruru would be the one to be picked through that. Once again, I'm a little bit skeptic because I think there is a little more gray area there of like, what would you represent between Haomaru and Nakaruru if you're really going for Samurai Showdown? But people like to bring up Nakaruru, I think, mostly because of the flying weapon of some sort with her bird. That being said, if someone was going to describe to me that someone had a flying weapon of some sort, and if they saw it was a bird, they would just say it's a bird. So that's why I'm not super sold on that. My base inclination is to say Terry because of the icon he is, or Athena because I think she hits kind of the check marks of those rumors and still makes sense in my mind. All that said, I'm happy with any SNK character, because quite honestly, this is a series that has a ton of really cool characters that I wish got more exposure to the mainstream video game fans. It's something that's very well known and very well beloved for the fighting game fans, maybe not so much as the general audience, but I hope that this gets more people into it. That's my completely unedited, unrevised, unscripted thoughts on this situation. Thank you for listening.